Have you ever felt a profound shift within yourself? A steering that whispered, there's more to life than meets the eye. Welcome to the first episode of Soul Desire, where we'll explore the transformative journey of a spiritual awakening. Whether you're just beginning to sense these subtle changes or you're deep into your spiritual path, this episode will provide you with the heartfelt guidance and understanding to navigate this extraordinary journey. Tune in and let's awaken together.
This is your space, your sacred time. Soul desire ignites with every rhyme. Feel the balance, let your spirit soar. In this moment, find what you're looking for.
Hello, my loves, and welcome to the very first episode of Soul Desire. I'm so incredibly excited to be a part on this journey with you. My name is Rebecca, and I'm here to guide you through the transformative path of spirituality and self-discovery. Today, we're diving into a topic that's the core of each and every one of us, and that's probably the reason why you're listening to Soul Desire. The spiritual awakening. The spiritual awakening is actually the first step on your new path, and it's exhilarating and at the same time overwhelming. It's a journey that demands us to look deeper into ourselves and the world around us, urging us to awaken to a higher state of consciousness and purpose. But what exactly is a spiritual awakening, and why does it happen? A spiritual awakening is a moment, or better said, a series of moments when we begin to see the world and our place in it with fresh and enlightened eyes. It's when we start sensing that there is more to life than just our daily routines and material pursuits. This awakening usually stems from a significant life change, like a personal crisis or something that's even a profound moment of clarity. It's as if something greater is calling us to explore our true essence. So why is it essential to navigate this journey with care and understanding? A spiritual awakening can sometimes feel like a roller coaster of emotions, filled with joy, confusion, peace, and chaos all at the same time. Without guidance and support, you might feel lost or isolated. And that's why I'm here to share insights, personal experiences, and practical tips to help you understand and embrace this transformative process with grace and confidence. In today's episode, we'll cover what a spiritual awakening feels like, its various stages, common challenges, and how to navigate this journey with love and compassion. I promise you, by the end of our time together, you will have a deeper understanding of your own spiritual path and feel more empowered to move forward in this beautiful, amazing, enlightening journey. So make yourself comfortable, take a deep breath, and let's dive into this mystical and transformative world of spiritual awakening together. So how does a spiritual awakening feels like? A spiritual awakening is a deeply personal and unique experience, and it's different for each and every one of us. For some people, it goes quick. For others, it takes a long, long time. For some people, they wake up and everything is there. For some people, it's bits and pieces along the way. Someone might feel happy and exhilarated by all the feelings and the new things they receive and the new heightened senses. And someone might feel frightened and scared by all the things they all of a sudden experience they didn't know existed before. So there is no one size fits all, and spirituality is a really personal, unique experience. Don't beat you up if you don't feel the same way like somebody else. You're special, unique, and this is only your way. All right, so I believe a spiritual awakening is similar to a software update. This is how I explain it to myself. It's like when you update your computer, you upload a new system which will ultimately work better than the one before. And I believe the universe does the same with us. Once you're spiritually awoke, you get uploaded all those new things like a heightened experience. Your old beliefs will vanish. You will think and feel different, and your environment, your surrounding will change. You will acknowledge everything in a different way. You'll be aware in a different way. Everything becomes clear. And of course, this will bring its own set of challenges, because imagine trying to fit this new version of yourself, this bigger, bolder, brighter, clear seeing version of you, and put it in this old shell. It doesn't fit. You evolved, you grew, and you don't want to go back to what you once were. And that's the problem, the challenge, which often happens because people around you, they didn't grow with you. You lost them along the way, and that's totally fine because you changed. And not everybody wants to join you on your growth. And now you're not fitting in there anymore. You don't feel the same way you used to. You don't see the world in the same light like you used to. And this troubles the people around you. But my love, this is not your problem. You only have to look after yourself. I'm not telling you to be cruel, but I'm telling you that not everybody wants to join you on this special journey. Not everybody is able to see what you see. So please be prepared. This will happen. But it's a normal way of growth. I believe a spiritual awakening needs to come from within yourself. Only you and your soul can decide to go on this beautiful, enlightening, amazing journey. The universe, your higher self, your angels, your guides, they are of course all patiently waiting for you to awake. But it's up to you. Only you can decide to go on this journey. However, I also believe that the universe, your higher self, the angels, your guides, they all give you little nudges or hints and opportunities to get aware of them, to start awakening, because they love you. They want to help you. They just want to offer you guidance to your higher good. My spiritual awakening didn't happen overnight. It was a long journey which basically stretched over my entire lifetime. I remember as a child I talked to my angels and guides, and when I got older I had this intense intuition. My intuition was always my guiding force. Unfortunately, I chose to ignore it for far too often, and at one point of my life I just put a lid on it. I put all my spirituality, all my gifts in this little jar and put a lid on it and put it deep, deep down inside of me. I don't know what drove me to this point, but at this time, it was just too much for me. I felt as if the world was against me, and I'm responsible for this, which of course was totally wrong, and I know this now, but at that time, I didn't know better. So I received these little bits and pieces, these little hints and nudges, because just I took my back towards it didn't mean that my angels, my guides, my higher self, the universe, were turning their backs on me. They always got my back. And so they tried to communicate with me over a little sign. At that time, I wasn't able to put those signs together. For me, it was just a random fortune cookie with a note about self-love or a text message which made me aware of something. But later on, I realized that all those little hints were puzzle pieces to a huge puzzle, which turned out to be a huge pattern. I believe you all know what I'm talking about, because once you awoke, you see all those little bits and pieces. You see all those lovely guidance and help, the support they gave you, but you didn't know at that time. Spiritual awakening is for everyone different. Everybody experiences in a different way, like I said earlier, but I believe it's like muscle. You have to practice it, train it. Once you stop going to the gym and you're not doing any workouts anymore, you're losing your muscles sooner or later. And with my spiritual gifts, I experienced the same. They were still there, but they got dusty and they got weaker. And as more as I ignored my intuition, it weakened and weakened until it was barely there. A friend of mine, she told me once that receiving the gift of spirituality comes with a price, a high price. You have to offer something for this gift. But once you do, you receive so much more and it will always be worth it. This is what happened. I lost everything overnight. I lost my 12-year relationship, my home, my financial stability, my job, everything. I had no friends. I was by myself. And now I think I needed this because some of us, they understand the little nudges the universe gives us to direct us towards the right path. And some of us, like me, we are more stubborn. We need to have a huge wake-up call. This was my wake-up call. It was really, really painful, but it was so worth it, and I would do it always again because through this experience, I started from scratch. I had nothing to lose and had courage enough to open the lid of the jar I buried for far too long. But I would do it again because this was the biggest gift I could have ever received. It was painful. I'm not saying that it wasn't because it hurted me to the core. But I needed this. I needed to start over. I needed to start from scratch. I needed to lose everything, to have courage enough to open the lid of the jar I buried, and all of a sudden, my spiritual awakening was there. I awoke so quick. I received all my guides, my angels, my intuition, and I didn't feel alone anymore. I felt strong enough to start over, to start from scratch, build something new on my own foundation, a solid foundation nobody was ever be able to take from me. And so I believe everybody experiences a different version of their awakening. For some like me, it was a big breakup. For others, it might be a long illness. Others might have lost their job or their home. They had to move somewhere. They lost a loved one. No matter how you awake, Usually it starts with a trigger event. And that brings me to 7 steps I put together to give you some kind of blueprint. Because I believe not everybody awoke yet. And some of you might be through this and you're on the other side, and that's beautiful. But there are still a lot of people behind you. Maybe they're just a step away from you. Maybe they didn't even awoke yet, but when they do, remember back how you felt, how uncertain you were. Maybe you were afraid or scared. I created this blueprint for everyone who needs a little helping hand so you don't feel alone and lost in this journey. The first phase of the spiritual awakening, or my spiritual awakening, started with a trigger event. And this trigger event looks different for everyone. It might be a long-time illness or a split from a partner, the death of a loved one, or maybe a move, a huge fight, or you lost your job. No matter what it is, this trigger event brings everything into flow, and from there on, your spiritual awakening will start. The second phase, also known as the dark night of the soul, is marked by its shedding of old beliefs and overthinking old life choices and how you felt about this. It's a period of emotional turmoil, which leaves you feeling isolated and confused and overwhelmed. On the sudden, you start questioning the people around you and the way they behave and why they do what they do. Unfortunately, in this phase, relationships often break apart and it feels again like your life is falling apart. But like I said in the beginning, the universe is uploading a new program, and similar to updating your computer, when all of a sudden old programs don't run as smoothly anymore, or not at all, which happens, the people in your life don't fit to your new beliefs and habits anymore. It's a challenging and really honestly painful phase. But old relationships leave and make space for new, fulfilling, and supportive relationships which work for you again. In my life, when I moved back home after honestly spending more than 10 years abroad, I had a hard time reconnecting with friends or family because my new beliefs didn't work with the ones they had. I outgrown the old version of myself and I didn't fit in there anymore. I often use this example. You can't try to put a square piece of wood through a round hole. It doesn't work. It won't fit. And this is how you evolved. You're not round anymore. You're square. This phase is a really tough period. But it's with everything. When you change, when you evolve, you don't fit in your old patterns. It doesn't work anymore. You got bigger, better. The third phase is actually the true awakening. This is the phase which we think we go through when we first awake. Because during this phase, we start to have breakthrough moments of clarity, understanding, spiritual insights, heightened awareness, and we shift our perspective. And this makes this phase so exciting and incredible because all of a sudden you get aware of all the things around you. You start seeing that your challenges were actually not challenges, but opportunities, and they were necessary to bring you where you are right now. You start seeing that the universe isn't against you, but working for you. And during this phase, I started seeing all the little signs the universe gave me, like little breadcrumbs along the way, giving me the path, guiding me towards the right direction. This faith is so incredible because all of a sudden, the coincidences stop being coincidences. They start aligning and you start seeing the pattern. It's incredible. And if you haven't experienced this faith yet, I urge you to keep on going, stick with it. This faith will give you a break, and all your troubles, all your challenges will be worth your while because it will all make sense. The fourth phase is all about inner work. It's the faith where you start integrating the things like journaling or meditation or therapy to build yourself up from the ground. It's the faith where you start reflecting on your old behaviors and patterns and you start recognizing why you ended up where you ended up, why your path was the wrong path, and you start to get to know yourself. This is such a wonderful faith because in this period, you actually start connecting to yourself on a way deeper and beautiful way. This is probably the first time you really get to know yourself. This is the time where you align your values, your purpose, your passions. During this period of time, I started to build a routine to heal old wounds, to integrate new understanding. This phase is a doer period because you actively work on yourself. You have to take action. You start to get to know yourself better on a way deeper level. You learn about your passions and needs and what drives you and align all those to work towards your purpose. I still remember when I started my journey, I didn't know anything about my needs or my passions. I could have named at least 3 needs and passions of the people around me, but I had really no clue about myself. So I integrated journaling into my daily routine because through journaling, I was able to get to know myself. I was able to see my patterns, to write everything down in a space which was judgment-free. Nobody would have ever seen this unless I wanted to show them. This was something for me. And the advantages of journaling is that you can skip through your old notes and start seeing patterns, behavior patterns, thinking patterns, maybe limiting beliefs. Through this routine, I started to see limiting beliefs that held me back for far too long, which I would have never recognized without doing this. So I'm a huge advocate for this. I also started to integrate meditation in my daily routine. When I started, I didn't expect lots about meditation. I thought it's maybe a restful time at most, but honestly, I underestimated the power of meditation so much, and I feel kind of ashamed for thinking that way before, because throughout meditation, I was able to start seeing things clearer. I calmed my mind, my busy thoughts, and everything which was going on in my mind, and I was able to push all this aside and start seeing clear on my purpose, my path, my vision for myself. I was able to see a path I would have never seen before when it wasn't through meditation. And now I honestly need my daily meditation. I prefer to have 20-minute meditations throughout the day, or usually in the morning, but there's not a day which passes by without me meditating for at least 5 minutes. We all have busy days, but believe me when I tell you, I make time for 5-minute meditation. And the third practice I do every day is a short, quick gratitude practice. I believe we all can be grateful for so many things in life. And throughout our busy days, this gratefulness gets cluttered and we forget how much we actually can be thankful for. So I like to do this in the evening or throughout the day. I pick a couple of minutes and just thank the universe for the things I got, for their guidance. I thank my angel for their guidance, for being by my side, for giving me support when I need it, for giving me faith in myself. These are 3 wonderful practices I just got to learn throughout this phase. And I encourage you to find your practices that make you fulfilled and happy, that keep you connected to your inner self, that help you tackle your traumas and heal your old wounds. The 5th phase is about synchronicity and flow. And this is actually a wonderful phase because everything starts to align and it becomes so effortless, like gears aligning perfectly. All of a sudden, your manifestation becomes reality and your inner feelings align almost magically with your life events. You receive opportunities you always have dreamed about and everything just flows into your life effortlessly and easy. I believe this is the moment when your energy has the same energy as the things you manifest. The frequencies align and the law of attraction fully immerses in your life. This life feels so effortless and almost magically. You seem to be in harmony with the universe. The 6th phase of your awakening stands for service and purpose. You might start to feel a desire to share newfound wisdom and help others through teaching, healing, or other forms of service. This faith is all about living your purpose. Maybe you feel a strong desire to help people. Maybe you start serving a non-profit organization. Maybe you start working in a soup kitchen or an animal shelter. You will start a strong desire to give back, and it will come from deep inside of you. This can look different for everyone since we all came to this earth with different skills and gifts. If you have a love for numbers and accounting, and you're good in this, maybe that's your way to give back to the community. The universe will show you your purpose and your needs, and desires will honestly, magically align. This is what you were meant to give, and it will feel fulfilling and effortless, like nothing in your life before. I honestly believe that this is what people mean when they say they never worked a day in their life, because everything feels so aligned, their purpose and their desire aligned, and it will come just effortless. The last step of my journey I dedicated for the ongoing growth, because I strongly believe that the spiritual awakening is a continuous evolution. It's an ongoing process with continuous learning and growth. There's no final destination, only deeper understanding. And I believe that's the beautiful thing, because we grow through this. You will never reach the limit. You will always evolve. And there's always space for growth. Every day you will receive new insights, encounter new challenges, and understand yourself on a deeper, more profound level. So please do yourself a favor and remain open to new experiences and lessons. Honestly, life has so much to teach, and I believe we are all souls on the search for human experience. So, before we wrap up today's episode, let's quickly revisit the 7 phases of our spiritual awakening. Phase number 1 was the call for adventure. In this phase, you recognize a deep yearning for more meaning in life. The second period is the dark night of the soul. Remember? Facing and overcoming profound challenges. Phase 3 is the awakening. You experience moments of clarity and heightening awareness. The beautiful part. 4 is the inner work, the action taker period, delving into self-reflection and healing old wounds. Phase 5 is synchronicity and flow, encountering meaningful coincidences and a sense of alignment. Everything comes together and it starts flowing effortless and easily. 6 is in the name of service and purpose. You start feeling a strong desire to help others and live your purpose. And the last phase is ongoing growth. You start embracing continuous learning and spiritual evolution. You keep your routines and build a deeper connection to your inner self, and you grow more and more. The sky's the limit. Please always remember, everyone's journey is unique, and it's important to be patient and compassionate with yourself. And always know you're not alone on this path. There's always someone who is with you, guiding you, helping you, supporting you. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope you found today's episode enlightening and that it sparks a deeper connection within you. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing to Soul Desire so you never miss an enlightening moment. Subscribing is actually the best way to stay up to date with the latest episodes and to continue our journeys together. And for those who want to take this conversation even further, join our vibrant community on Facebook, Soul Desire Podcast. You will find those in the notes down below. It's a space where we can share our experiences, ask questions, and support each other on this beautiful path of spiritual growth. Until next time, stay connected to your soul's desire and keep on shining your unique light into the world.
Behind the chaos, let it melt away. With every note play, come what may. Dive deep within, let the soul arise. Listen to the whispers beneath the sky. Journey to the center now.